This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Let me tell you people one thing before we get going. I act a little crazy. Well, no, I am a little crazy. No, I'm a lot crazy. I don't want to lie to you yet. I haven't lied to you up until now for the last 5-6 years, so I'm not going to lie to you now. I'm certifiably nuts, and I don't care. You know, I am crazy. But let me tell you what, people. You don't have to take me serious at any point in time, but you better take the situation that's going on, not just in St. Clair County, but throughout this great country. You better take everything serious because it's not pretty. It is not pretty. I joke, and I give you a lot of good information. I enlighten you. I hope I motivate you. But at the end of the day, it's not a game. This is serious. This is serious, and I mean it. These bastards are taking over. You know, they're like leeches. They get into a position, and they never want to let go. And by not letting go, they do everything in their power to keep what they've got. They don't care about me. They don't care about you. It's time we gotta think. We gotta think and do. I think we've been thinking too long. And people, I know how apathetic a lot of yous are. Democrats, Republicans, independents. I understand that. I was that way at one time. And then I thought, I'll be a no-good son of a bitch. I'm not going to let them sit there and just drag me into oblivion. Drag me where my thoughts, my vote, my opinions, my feelings didn't mean anything to them. And it's like you guys. You feel helpless. Even the Republican organization in the past, they felt helpless. How can you not run somebody against everybody? It's a two-party system. But you know what's been going on in St. Clair County. You know, the county politicians, they'll buy off a committeeman with the job. They'll buy off a guy that can get them a bunch of votes with a job or a position. It's usually not a job. See, a job's when you go out and actually earn your money. What these bastards have are positions, and they've got a lot of them. But I want you people for the next year and a half, and you keep hearing me talking about it. November of 2016, the Republicans before had nowhere to go. And I hate like hell, I really do, to say the Republicans had no place to go. There was a zillion Democrats that had no place to go. There should not be partisan politics in municipal, in local, in county elections. You've heard me 1,000 times. The Democratic auditor would do no more and no less than the Republican auditor. Why do we need an R behind the name? Give me someone that can do the job. Oh, but he's a Democrat, or she's a Democrat, or he's a Republican. Who the hell cares at the local level? At the national level, again, there's differences in foreign policy. There's difference in financial strategies. There's difference in defense philosophies, and everybody understands that. But at the local level and in St. Clair County, it's always been, you got to vote Democrat. You proud black people below the hill. And sometime I know I piss a few of yous off. But when I say plantation Negro, I say that because I respect the proud black community. I want the proud black community to be distinguished. And be able to say, hey, I'm a proud black man. I'm not a plantation Negro. I'm not a guy that gets elected by the proud black community and runs up to Belleville and sells out to the white guys. Prime example, Curtis McCall Sr., what a piece of crap he is. He could have helped the entire black community below the hill. He could have came up to Belleville, organized after he got elected township supervisor, and done a good job. A week after he was elected, he sold out to God Sprague, the Patty Sprague, the Mark Sweet Cakes Kern. He sold out to every one of them. And you people will not get the underbelly. You will not get the insight anywhere but here on my show, because I've lived this crap for 50 years. And about 8-9 years ago, I said, hey, I saw the light. And I was part of that culture of corruption, a minor part. I was just a good soldier. I really didn't benefit. I benefited on my own. I worked hard for what I got. And I got some bones from politics. They threw a few bones my way. But when I saw what they did to the normal person, and I'm going to tell you, proud black community, you'll never, and it's not I go to a breakfast and lunch with my white friends. We discuss racial situations. We discuss politics. We don't use the N-word. But I hope I get struck by lightning if somebody else don't run me over before. If I've been with Barra Civic and all those rotten bastards years back, and if you think they respect the black community, you're crazy. They use the N-word, they use it 1,000 times. How many times have I heard? Or them stupid black sumbitches, we'll throw some money down there. We'll give this guy this and get this guy that, and they'll control the rest of the blacks. It's like back in the plantation days, and you proud black people below the hill, you are still on the plantation. And if it pisses you off to hear me say it, then you just got to be pissed off. I use the analogy, you tell me, Bob, I got a headache. We're standing there talking. Say, Bob, just shut up because you got a big, loud mouth. I got a headache. Don't say nothing to me. But when somebody comes up behind you with the knife, you know what I'm going to say? Hey, you ignorant son of a bitch, be pissed at me, but I'm telling you, there's somebody going to kill you. There's somebody walking up to you with a knife. And that's what I'm telling you people now. You don't have to like me. You've heard me. I don't want to make a friend. I want to make a difference. And we can all make a difference, people. I guarantee you we can all make a difference. In 2016, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, and you've heard me say it time and time again, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition is a patriotic movement. It's not a political organization. Anytime you say you're going to unite Democrats, Republicans, independents, black, white, men and women, that's a patriotic movement. That's not a political movement. We don't care about your politics. We care about getting something done for all of us. And a straight Democratic win, a straight Republican win in 2016 is not going to go. We believe in diversity, and I think you people do too. There's room on this earth for everybody. Everybody that wants to work should have a job. Everybody that wants their freedom should have their freedoms. It's not that way in St. Clair County. You people have lived it year after year after year. They can have all those slick ads. They can have all that crap that Eddie the Gerbil Jackson sends out. One thing about and it's slick. It's slick, and it still pisses me off. I've got it right here, one of the few things I can find on my desk. Empowering older adults, balancing the budget, improving women's health, helping unemployment, tuition breaks for children. This slick-ass son of a bitch, you black bastard, and I say black. If you were white or purple, I'd say you white or purple bastard. That's not disrespectful to the black community. But I heard someone yesterday tell me, hey, Romanik, watch out. Down below the hill, they're going to play that race card. You know, I hope they do. I've been around long enough. These people know me. They know I'm not perfect. I'm not even close to perfect. And if you want a perfect person up there in Springfield, you better wish for Santa Claus, because there's nobody perfect up there. But when they take our money and send these propaganda sheets out, and there's old Eddie, smiling Eddie. You know, I see Eddie, and I got a picture of Amika right here, his daughter. And I'm telling you, it's one and the same. That's the problem, people. Eddie Lee Jackson is Amika Jackson Hicks. And I'm being a little facetious, but they're one of a kind. I've got this picture of him and this picture of her and her short hair, and I guarantee you, it looks like Eddie Jackson in drag. Now, I'm going to run against Eddie Jackson, and you're never going to see a campaign like my campaign because, see, if I lose, I don't lose, I win. Because either way, I expose these no-good son of a bitches. You think I care? I don't care about the money that they're stealing. And I say, I believe, my opinion, they're stealing from you people. $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year, 85% pension. I'm going to go up there, and I'll have legislation once a week, and they're all going to hate me. $25,000 is enough for a part-time job. If I've got, you give me $25,000, I'll drive up to Springfield 100 days a month, a year. I'll eat at McDonald's. It's no big deal to me. And I guarantee you I'll still make a few bucks. If these rotten bastards don't want to do their job because of the people, and they want to do their job because of the money, I say get rid of every one of those son of a bitches. It's an honor. It would be an honor, and it will be if elected, an honor and a privilege to serve you good people. I don't want to take your money. I want to help you. I want to help you fight. Fight for a decent life for you and your family. But Eddie Jackson, he's hit all the bases. Tuition for veteran children, empowering older adults. And I tell you, this ignorant, stupid son of a bitch has never introduced a bill in his life. He's got Madigan. He sits on Madigan's lap. Madigan puts, and that's the big shot from Springfield, the Chicago Democrat. Madigan puts his hand up Eddie the Gerbil Jackson's ass, and he's like a puppet. He's like a dummy. He's like a dummy that he is, a dummy. So if you people think you're going to get a Bob Romanik to come out and politic, have a suit and tie on, now if it's appropriate to wear a suit and tie, you got to. But see, I'm one of you. I'm all fed up. I'm not perfect. I've been beat the hell out of politically. I can't take any more. And that's the people that I want for me. I don't want the big shots. I don't want the bastards that think they're better than we are. Because I never want to be what I despise, a big shot. I want to go up to Springfield, and I won't promise you that I can lower taxes. I'll try. I'll put legislation in, but it'll be up to the majority. Still in this country, majority rules. I can't promise you that I'll help the crime rate. I'll try. I'll go up and try to get money for more policemen, better police facilities, better police vehicles for everyone, because all of our families need protection. I can't promise you better schools, especially in District 114 that I will be representing. But I will try, and that's all I'll do. But you know what I can promise you? I will go up to Springfield, and I'll kick every one of them son of a bitches in their ass until somebody finally says, hey, this crazy son of a bitch is exposing what we're doing. We're going to have to do something a little bit different. Now, I can promise you that. You hear me on the radio, I'll be about 10 times. I'll probably be the only state representative barred from the floor. But I'll tell you what, I'll get my 2 cents worth in, and I'll get your 2 cents worth in. And it won't be, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And here I am, a big shot. That's Eddie Lee Jackson. So I talk to you proud blacks in 114, all throughout Centerville, Cahokia, East St. Louis. I ask you, what is Eddie Jackson? And they're going to play the race card, there's no doubt. What has Eddie Jackson done for any of you good people down there? Now, he's done for, I'll tell you what, I wish that everybody that Eddie Jackson's done something for votes for him and everybody that Eddie Jackson has ducked and not done anything for votes for me, I'm a 6-1 winner. I'm a 7-1 winner. Now, Eddie will be out kissing ass, and Eddie gets you a ton of chapstick because I'm going to get out there and I'm going to make you kiss everybody's ass. But when he's kissing your ass come this next election, think about what he did 2 years ago when he had no opposition. You never saw him around. Do you have a business up in Glen Carbon, Eddie? Spend a lot of time up in Glen Carbon. Why don't you spend time down below the hill? Why don't you spend time down in your legislative district, Eddie? Because up until now, you haven't had to. Now you're going to be shucking and jiving and stepping and fetching because it ain't going to be pretty, Eddie. It's not going to be pretty. Let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping. And on our civic information that we give out, I mean, I've got a stack. We're going to try to get it at least a week before. Now, there's some that we're going to get to everyone, but there's some here in the end of September that we may not get to. There's some in October. So don't feel like you're being sharded because you're going to get your word out because that's what we're here for. And everybody that has something going on, it's important to them. And if it's important to them, it's important to us. Polish-American War Vets, their dance, Saturday, September the 26th from 2 to 6 p.m. Music by Pull Toys. It's a 70s rock and roll band. It's under the pavilion right there at 2180 North 81st Street at the Polish-American War Vets Hall. Great bunch of guys. Be a great night. If you have any questions or concerns, call my friends at the Polish-American War Vets. That's 398-5040. Again, our good friends at Mid-America Horse Rescue having another pancake breakfast fundraiser Saturday, September the 19th. Carryouts available. It'll be held at the Grange Hall, Illinois Route 163 in Millstadt from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. We'll try to make it out there, but you guys, if you've got young children, you got to go out there. They've got all these horses. They care for these horses that were abandoned, these homeless horses, if you will. You got to go out there. It's a great time. It's a non-for-profit organization, and anything you donate is tax deductible. So if you need any information, and hopefully you will get involved, you can call 618-530-9747. National Thank You Police Officer Day. Mayor Leonard Black from the great little village of Caseyville has announced that National Thank a Police Officer Day will be recognized on Saturday, September the 19th. In honor of National Thank You Police Officer Day, the Ladies and Illinois Auxiliary of Wives behind the badge is asking everyone to paint Illinois blue. It's a great cause. Mayor Black and all you guys out there, we salute you. If you have any questions or concerns, I guess you can call the mayor's office. They've got a long website here, and I can't read it off, and you guys wouldn't remember it anyway. The 10th annual Olivia Schultz Memorial Golf Classic will be held Saturday, September the 19th at noon. Shotgun start at 1 p.m. at the Woodlands Golf Club, Alton, Illinois. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Steve or Debbie Schultz at 618-651-9292. Fourth annual Caseyville Frontier Days coming up this Saturday and Sunday, the 19th and 20th. Great time. Again, a good thing for the children. They're going to have Indian teepees, original Indian teepees. They're going to have tomahawk throwing contest. It's just a great time to bring you back in the past, and a great time for your children. Paws in the Park, September the 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Patriots Park in Greenville, Illinois. They're going to have a pet parade, pet photos, pet canine demonstration. Going to have it all. If you love pets, love dogs, you got to be there. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact Rachel at 618-664-4068. The Quail Club Chicken and Beer Dance coming up this Saturday, September the 19th at the Quail Club, located at 8303 Concordia Church Road in Belleville. $25 per ticket, includes all your beer, soda, and chicken. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact Dale at 618-806-9878. You can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming, insanebroadcasting.com, one word, common spelling. You can like us on Facebook, and please do, at KQQZ 1190 AM, and also our sister station for the best in the golden oldies, KZQZ 1430 AM. You can hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m., and also at the stroke of midnight, I will be broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift. All the great workers, policemen, first responders, truckers, everybody that works the midnight shift. You can hear me at the stroke of midnight every Monday through Friday. On this date, September the 15th, 1776, British troops took control and occupied New York City during the American Revolution. On this date, September the 15th, 1853, Antoinette Brown of New York became America's first female minister. On this date, September the 15th, 1928, Alexander Fleming reported discovering a bacteria-killing compound called penicillin. On this date, September the 15th, 1935, Adolf Hitler introduced new legislation stripping all German Jews of citizenship and political rights and officially adopting the swastika as a national emblem. I guess our no-count, low-life, good-for-nothing politicians, I guess they took a page out of Hitler's playbook, you rotten bastards. And I want to apologize to Hitler because, I won't. I think Hitler and them are on the same plane. Bunch of rotten, no-count, good-for-nothing, trying to screw everybody, hurt everybody, and don't care about anybody but themselves and their families. On this date, September the 15th, 1965, Green Acres premiered on CBS. And that's when Mr. Haney, Tom Holbrook, came on the scene. You know, remember Green Acres? Mr. Haney, he's come up and, hey, I got a deal for you. That's Tom Holbrook. And after thinking about it, I want to apologize to Mr. Haney, of course, because even Mr. Haney wasn't that egregious and that nasty and that stupid and that manipulating. And don't get me going there. On this date, September the 15th, 1972, two former White House aides, E. Howard Hunt and G. Gordon Liddy, and 5 others were indicted for the Watergate break-in. On this date, September the 15th, 1997, Google.com was registered as a domain name. Last but not least, September the 15th, 2008, Lehman Brothers filed a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, the largest bankruptcy filed in the United States history. Now, we've talked before about Claiborne's little lady friend, Vanetta Harris Rush. Filed bankruptcy on $400,000, mostly college loans that we're responsible for. If somebody gets into a business and it bellies up and they work hard, I understand the bankruptcy rules, but they need to be changed because some of these people just manipulate the bankruptcy court, and it hurts all of us. That's what happened on this date, September the 15th, throughout all these years in our world's history. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. I've got some emails. We're going to get on to, we're going to go wherever you people want to go. America's Voice of Freedom, the Patriot. Call toll free, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio at its finest. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud, you hear me, proud to be the Patriot. Before we get going a little crazy, I've got a gentleman on the phone, Lieutenant Michael Gum. I believe he's from Potosi. Lieutenant, how the heck you doing, sir?
Good. How about yourself?
Hey, sir, real good. You've got something going for Backstoppers. Number one, are you with the Potosi Police Department?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I want to salute you for your service to your community and all of us. And I also want to salute you for supporting the Backstoppers. What a great organization that, they help, for you people that don't know, they help the family members of fallen policemen, firemen, first responders, and they do a great job. And for anybody that helps support those people, Lieutenant Gum, I salute them, and I salute you and the Potosi Police Department. What's going on in your world, sir?
Oh, well, we appreciate the compliment, and we're getting ready for our 8th annual Backstoppers Benefit Golf Tournament.
I got a letter from you guys. I sent off some money, a check, and some shirts today for your fundraiser. And do you guys? I guess, are you guys one solid group down in southern Missouri? Because I know there's a lot of smaller police departments. So you guys kind of band as one, don't you?
Right. Here in Washington County, we've got the Tulsa Police Department and the Washington County Sheriff's Office, and the Highway Patrol. So yeah, we're pretty well just a big group down here.
So when is this, Lieutenant? How can anybody else help out? And what can we do to help out you? And not so much you guys, but help out what you're doing for the Backstoppers.
Right. Everything that we do, all the money that we're going to raise this weekend is going to go directly to the Backstoppers. Anybody that enjoys golfing, there's a beautiful golf course down here. It's called Forche Valley, and we're playing on September 19th at 10 a.m. It's a 4-person scramble. It's $200 a team, so it's a pretty cheap tournament, and we always have a lot of fun down here.
What? How can they get it? Can they get a hold of you? Or a gentleman called named Patrick Futa gave me a call and sent me some stuff. How can they get a hold of someone, Lieutenant, if they want to get involved?
They can call the pro shop at the golf course, and that number is 573-438-PUTT, PUT. And my cell phone number is 573-854-0312. They can call me directly, and I can get them signed up.
Lieutenant, I've been down to Potosi a few times, and I know the station carries good down there. That's really, really a nice area. That'd be a good weekend trip for a lot of people to go down to Potosi, get involved in your great golf tournament for the Backstoppers, and just enjoy all the sights, the lakes, and everything else around Potosi, Missouri. Yeah,
especially this time of year right now, the leaves are changing, and it's a beautiful area to visit for sure.
Lieutenant, once again, how can we get a hold, or how can anyone get a hold of you good guys that are helping the Backstoppers to get involved in your golf tournament?
Like I said, anybody that wants to play, and we're also doing whole sponsorships, so any business that wants to give a donation, the whole sponsorships are $100. Anybody can mail a check to the Potosi Police Department, and that address is number 1 Police Plaza, and it's Potosi, P-O-T-O-S-I, Missouri, 63664. Or they can call me directly at 573-854-0312.
Lieutenant Michael Gum, Potosi Police Department, we salute you and the entire law enforcement community. Best of luck to you, Lieutenant, and my money and shirts are on the way.
We appreciate it, sir. You guys have a good day.
Hey, thank you, sir. Be safe. Backstoppers, what a great organization. I've got a few more things I want to read off. Chris Heatherly, a good friend. He's with the O'Fallon Underwater Search and Recovery Team. They're going to be having a fundraiser, having a gun raffle to help out. They're getting money to help us out if, heaven forbid, anybody need their services. But if you'd like to invest in your community, and I don't think it's a donation. I think it's an investment. Every time we invest in like a golf tournament, we invest in our community to help our family, help our friends, and help each other. But you can call 618-409-8453 and talk to Chris Heatherly, and he can give you information on that raffle. Hopefully you will, because those are a great bunch of guys. Larry Price, thank you very much. They're talking about the Lindenwood housing violations, and there's got to be fire code requirements whenever the Lindenwood, and they've done great for Belleville, but they can't just throw 10, 12, 15 people in a house. There's code violations, fire code violations, but they've tried to do that, and now all the residents are up in arms. And Larry, thank you for that information. I appreciate it. Danny from St. Charles Fitness wants me to come over there. He's going to train me for free to fight Herb Simmons. Yeah. I would like to have somebody donate some kind of vaccine for the bacteria. I'd probably get grabbing. Hey, Herbie, you greasy no-count son of a bitch. We ain't forgot about you, buddy, but we don't have time right now. Danny, thank you very much. Jim Prost, member of the Waterloo Optimist Club. They're having an event this Saturday, September the 19th, starting at 7 o'clock. It's going to be held at the Monroe County Fairgrounds. They're going to have, I guess, bucking broncos and all kind of things for the children. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call Jim Prost. And thank you, Jim, for the email at 618-939-6717. I want to know, Mark Sweetcakes Kern got out of a Silver County vehicle, the license number M185722. It was witnessed by an investigator. That we've got people all around, so don't think that we don't know what's going on, Kern and Sprague and all you rotten bastards. They pull up to his alleged residence at 111 South High, and you got to go by there and see if any son of a bitch let their family live in a tomb like that. If there's a fire in the house, they can't get out because they're blocks of glass, not windows. I say, Kern, once again, you're not only a rotten politician, you're even a worse father. With all the money you have, you could live in the Taj Mahal, but you subject your family to that because you want to be a politician. Anyway, about 10:30, county truck pulled up to Kern's address at 111 South High. He got out of the truck, the county vehicle, went into his house, got a big package, got back in the truck, drove down to the east end of Belleville on Carlisle Avenue, and they dropped off the package there. It was a 2x2, a great, fairly big package. But everyone wants to know, Mark Sweetcakes Kern, why do you need a chauffeur? And after the bastard went and took the package in the county vehicle, the county driver in the silver pickup truck with license plates, and we're going to run it, M185722. Kern gets in his truck, parked on Sprague's property, and drives away. Now, if it was county business, why wasn't it taken to the county to be shipped? Because it wasn't county business. It was Mark Sweetcakes Kern personal business. But you see, people, that's what happens. And we've got people watching all these rotten bastards, and there's going to be a lot more coming out. But you understand me? Kern didn't want to take his personal truck, waste his personal gas, so he had somebody chauffeur him to the east end of Belleville at one of those United Parcel places in Carlisle Plaza. Drop that off, come back, and then he can go about his business. Why the hell he had a pickup truck? But see, that's the elitist attitude that these rotten bastards have, and we're going to stay on top of that. Don't worry about it, Kern. Guarantee you, we're going to stay on top of it. Harold Griffin, thank you very much. He said he heard the Ray Charles song Friday, and he said his eyes got watery. And if it didn't, Harold, then I would say something's wrong with you, buddy. So thank you very much. I know you love America. Hopefully everybody living in this great country loves what they've done for us. We're going to take a break in a minute, but I still want to say Herbie Simmons. What a piss-poor father. You're trying to run the 911. One of your sons gets convicted or pleads out to arson. And people, there's another elitist situation. Pleads out to arson. He was charged with aggravated arson. That's a Class X felony, the highest felony you can get. Because a school was burnt when there was someone in there that could have died. But because it's Herb Simmons, Herb Simmons, who kisses everybody's ass, that's his only qualifications for anything in his life that he's done. His family member gets probation. Your family member, how many of you people had family members or yourself that's been in trouble? Now, I know they're going to bring it up when I run, and I am running. He's a convicted felon. How many people do you know that are convicted felons? Herbert, you know at least 2 in your family. At least 2. Herbie Simmons, what a hypocritical piece of crap you are. And Herbie, I got to tell you, it ain't over. I tried to get a Freedom Information because I want to know all the records or receipts from all their fundraisers, alleged fundraisers. I just wonder if that money goes in your pocket, Herbie. I want a sales tax, state sales tax, liquor license. And Herbie, you can duck me for as long as you want, but we will get all that information. And once we get it, I don't think you're going to be a happy camper, Herb Simmons. I think the New Democrats all over it, and I would believe there's going to be a nasty expose about you and your situation. But Herbie, I hope your son, and I believe it's your son, Jason E. Simmons, white, 37 male from East Carondelet, just got out of the federal prison. So you ought to like me, Herbie. I'm only one convicted felon. You got a couple out there. So, Herb Simmons, you want to be man enough and call me out? Call me out now. Give me a call, you greasy bastards, if you can get your hands, all that grease in your hair. How the hell can you be a 70, 65-year-old man and put all that grease and color in your hair? Herb Simmons, give me a call, you no-count son of a bitch, jerk-off bastard. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. My buddy Mayor Carl Officer just walked in, and we're going to see where we're going to go. But real quick, you got to get the St. Louis American. A great reporter, James Ingram. He's got a Listen Up article, East Boogie Made for TV, and it talks about the Amika Jackson Hicks debacle. But I still can't understand why Amika Jackson Hicks is so up in arms, going to try to straighten things out for 6 years. She was a finance chairperson. She was the lady that had control. She had one vote, just like Parks did, just like now she has one vote. But it's like they were in La La Land. They were in the Twilight Zone. Amika, you were part of the problem. People just perceived you to be a lesser part of the problem than Alvin Parks. And when Parks was thrown off the ballot, you were guaranteed a win. But I honestly think that if Parks hadn't been off the ballot, you wouldn't have got elected, Amika. And you know what she did? She only ran because she had 2 years left on her term. You know, I think if somebody runs for another office before they do, if you've got 2 years into a term and you want to run for another office, you need to give up the office that you're in. But they always hedge their bets. These bastards always hedge their bets. And that's not good for us. That's not good for our country. It's good for them. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, and proud, very proud to be your First Amendment and all-American station. Radical Radio, and we stand tall, very tall as the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. You know, we've got the elections coming up, and I announced, maybe a little bit too early, but I want people to know. So someone said, well, you can't beat the Democrats. I said, it's not a thing about beating the Democrats. It's a thing about getting out there and doing what you feel's right, getting out there and exposing the culture of corruption all throughout the 114th district, all throughout St. Clair County. And I'm not a loser because I'm not a quitter. The only people that end up losing are the people that quit or the people that never try. So you can call me a lot of things in my life, but I ain't a loser, and I'm not going to be a loser, and I'm going to go out fighting until they put me 6 foot under, and after that, I still may be kicking. Speaking of kicking and fighting, this man's fought for the people of East St. Louis. He's fought for what he thought was right. He was a man who was a Democrat, who thought it was better to vote the person and not the party. So as the mayor, the Democratic sitting mayor of East St. Louis on several occasions, not for his benefit, but for the benefit of his people, he went the other direction. And I want to salute you for that, my good friend, Mayor Carly Officer. Mayor, how the heck are you doing?
Good morning, Robert. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Now, you know, I don't want to bring up, and I know it's not sore because you stood tall. When you was the mayor of East St. Louis, you took heat from the Democrats. But I remember back in the day you saying, hey, I'm going to do what's good for my people, the people of East St. Louis, the people I represent. And I don't know why all these politicians can't do the same and forget about party politics and play people politics.
Well, I understand why. They have no integrity.
Well, that's a quick answer. You put me on the spot. Now I got to go on with something. But you're right, though, Mayor. They have no integrity. They don't give about anything but filling their pockets. And a gentleman like you, I know the money was okay, and it was about a full-time job. But you've got a business. See, people like you.
No, let me. I'm gonna sound like a little bit like Trump. Money was okay. I got a multi-million-dollar a year business. Okay. Making $30,000 as mayor of East St. Louis, I can make that in a day.
Well, I understand.
At my funeral home. So, no, it wasn't about the money. I mean, it wasn't about the power because there's none of that. No one really has any power. You may have a little authority. Only God has power. Where we make a mistake as Americans, we have a democracy. We think that we give someone some authority, and they then misinterpret that authority, just like this lady in Kentucky or the President of the United States. At some point in time, that's why we have a Constitution. That's why we have the participatory democracy. I heard you say it before. I think it was yesterday or maybe one day last week. Stop and think about it. Nobody was ever intended with the Constitution for a man or a woman to be elected to Congress or any other office. You're supposed to be there for 35 years. You know, you serve and you do your best for your community and you move on. Look what George Washington did. This guy could have been president for life. He understood. He did 2 terms and he left. Okay? Most of the other men, framers of the Constitution, they were not in there trying to hold an office. Right now, you get a guy get elected or a young lady get elected to Congress, they got to stay there. I'm hearing some friends of mine on both sides of the aisle right now. Once they get to Washington, it's like they're in a different world. They've got to stay around Washington. It's where the money is. And they come back here. They forget who elected them. They figure they can buy it. That's one of the reasons Roger Cook and I got very close with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. It's not about Democrats or Republicans. It's about people, our neighbors, our friends. And when I look at communities like East St. Louis and Belleville, we're not being served by people of character and integrity. We're being served by a political machine, a corrupt political machine on one end, and on the other end we had inept leadership. So when you combine the two, the average voter and the taxpayer in St. Clair County was not being served properly, and we just thought we could come together to make a difference.
Yes. Well, you know, Merritt, you misunderstood what I really said. What I was talking about, I know you've got a very successful business, you and your sister and your brother. You guys have taken on from your dear mother and father, who were great people. What I'm saying is you don't need the money. When I run, we need people that are not dependent on the few dollars that the government's going to get you. You need people that are out there to do it for the cause, not for the money. And so, you know, these people that never have had another job, the Barasivics, who's ate at the trough forever and ever, and now he's got his son, blow job Barasivic, and hey, in Congress, every congressman wants a blow job. That's blow job Barasivic for Congress. That's his motto. But they want to make it an elite thing, Mayor. You know, Barasivic has never done anything. He was assistant state's attorney, the state's attorney, the county board chairman, a circuit judge, the chief circuit judge. These guys, it's not a lifetime opportunity. You get in, you serve, you get out, give somebody else the opportunity.
I think you're absolutely right. Part of the problem, there have been some good men and women. I worked for one. Alan Dixon was a prime example. Paul Simon was a really good example. Everett Dirksen was a good example. You had some men who had integrity and had character, who were willing to serve the people, but they did not serve them up. And at the end of the day, when you look at these issues that we're facing right now, it's very disheartening to some. I get a little excited about 2016 because I just think it's going to be a great revolution. The last thing, let me throw this at you. When I'm looking at the news last night, and I'm seeing the people who are leading in these polls are people who are not career politicians. But that'll tell you something right there. Yeah. The average person right now in America, does not want to be bothered, whether it's Democrat or Republican, with a career politician. They're looking for somebody to make a difference and make a change.
Yeah, I think there's going to be all throughout this country, a great incumbency backlash. And now there's going to be a few incumbents that are actually doing their good job, but I think they're going to get hurt. And at the end of the day, I think it's good for everybody. I think they need to wipe the slate clean. Hopefully 2016 will be that time. And, Mayor, what's the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition? They tell me that the website is about ready to go. They've got the Facebook going. I think it's St. Clair County Freedom Coalition on Facebook. You guys are really going strong. And I know it's a patriotic movement, but sometime a patriotic movement has to evolve into a political movement to get rid of the crap, to get back to being a patriot.
Well, I love your explanation of what's a patriotic movement and what's a political. You do a great job of redefining and defining.
I'll take that as a compliment.
And it is. I mean, I laugh when I listen to some of your callers and some of your supporters. At the end of the day, the Freedom Coalition is what you think it is. When I say you, I'm talking about the general public. Roger and I just came together. We don't ask for any dues. We don't have any special meetings. We don't have anything that's like a manifesto. It's all about the people of St. Clair County getting a free, honest, open shake from their elected officials. That's pretty much what it is. What we think and what we say is the truth. We don't try to sugarcoat something. We're not trying to do something that's clandestine. At the end of the day, Roger was a mayor. I was a mayor. We understand how this operation works. We understand how the community needs qualified people who are concerned about the community. And that's really how Roger and I came to this coalition.
Yeah. I know, I guess the mentality probably is, Mayor, and this is the way I feel. I think if these people feel it in their heart, they feel it in their mind, they feel it in their gut that it's time for a change, then automatically they're a member of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition.
One of the difficult parts that I had, and it's not a major obstacle, I had some friends of mine in East St. Louis, for example, who came to me and said, well, I want to do this, I want to do that. I said, no, I think you're a little confused. What you're asking me for is some of the stuff that you've been used to in East St. Louis politics. You're looking for money for this, money for that. That's not what it's about. I refer you to about a year and a half ago. In East St. Louis, you had about 3,500 people voted to get rid of to eliminate the East St. Louis Board of Elections. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Now, that was a referendum that was put on the ballot. It wasn't a big deal. And you know what happened? The machine, the organization, fought hard to get it. That told me very clearly, you got 3,500 people in the city of East St. Louis you can't buy.
Yeah, you got 3,500 people, Mayor.
They made their decision to vote for what was right. And that's so contrary to the political mess that you see going on throughout St. Clair County.
Yeah. Well, you said 3,500 people, and those were 3,500 people that didn't go to a committeeman and ask for $5, $10, a blunt or something. These are 3,500 people that in their mind, in their soul, in their guts, in their hearts, they figured, hey, this East St. Louis election board is corrupt. It's hurting everyone. We're against it. That's the kind of people we need for the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition.
And the beauty about it, those were persons from every walk of life in East St. Louis, from public housing units to people who own their homes, to seniors, to young people who just got out of school, some who had never had major education. But these were independent thinkers who were not going to be dictated to by Democrats, Republicans, precinct commitment, or any other political yoke. They saw what made some common sense for them in their lives. And I think those are the kind of people that we embrace in the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition.
Mayor Carl Lee Officer, co-chair of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. And you're right, dude, 3,500 people that voted to disband the East St. Louis Election Board. You're automatically members of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Unite with Mayor Carl Officer. Unite with Mayor Roger Cook, the ex-mayor of Belleville. Unite with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. And together, all of us can make a difference. This is Bob Romanik. The the Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow. We're going to continue. We're going to unite every decent American, every decent Democrat, decent Republican, decent independent, men, women, black and white. Don't let them separate us, people. That's what they've done for 20, 30, 40 years. This culture of corruption in St. Clair County. These rotten, no-count, political, perverted, political punk son of a bitches. And if you people don't like me for cursing, don't like me. But listen to my message. Not my words, the message. We can't take it anymore. They've stolen our taxes. They've taken the airport. They've shoved everything down our throats that we don't deserve. So let's give them what they deserve come November of 2016. And let's expose them, drag them. And at the end of the day, we don't have to destroy them. Let's just vote these rotten bastard political parasitical punks out of office. We can get rid of them forever. And I'll say politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and all-American station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQZ, St. Louis.